I'm making a fighting game about penguins called Flightless Fighters, and I am also not that good at programming. Over the course of development, I have encountered so many bugs. Some had quick fixes, some tormented me and my rubber ducks for months. Today, I'm taking my years-long frustration with my code and turning it into content, baby. My name is Viv Pixel, and this is episode 5 of my Devlog series documenting the development of my game, Flightless Fighters. One of the first major bugs I ran into appeared when I was programming attack hitboxes. Each attack the penguins can make has a separate hitbox attached to their character node, but because of the way I structured the character, the hitboxes have to attach to the node that makes the attack, and that node attaches to the main character node. This node is called the state, and I'll explain more about it later. You know what? My New Year's resolution this year was to work out more, so for every time I say state, I will do a plank for that many seconds, starting now. Basically, the attack state's purpose is to hold the hitbox and tell it how to attack. The problem was that when the game started, the attacks did nothing. No damage, no pushback, nothing I programmed to happen was happening. And weirdly enough, I couldn't see the hitboxes in the editor, even when I enabled the setting. Right off the bat, the fight part of Flightless Fighters wasn't working, and I didn't know how to fix it. I decided to get some help from my professor, Jacob Paulette, and after some looking, he found my mistake. Remember the state node that the hitbox is attached to? Well, I had the state node set as a regular node object, as opposed to something specialized like a hitbox or a sound player. The thing about the base node object is that it doesn't have a physical location, and it doesn't really move. At the start of the game, I moved the entire character node to the penguin's start position, and usually all child nodes follow the movement of the parent node. However, the hitboxes were set as the state's children. They were stuck with the state, and the state doesn't move. So when I was moving the character nodes into position, their hitboxes were getting left behind, just off screen. To fix the problem, all I had to do was change the state objects to a Node2D object, so that it'll move with the rest of the nodes. So the solution ended up being very simple, and I learned something important about the engine I'm working with. I was really excited about fixing this issue. Surely that was the worst of it, right? Surely that... Yeah, no. If you watched my last Flightless Fighters devlog, you would know that the idle state bug was a huge pain in the neck. I briefly went over the basics in that video, but today I'll talk about the issue in more detail. The bug began as I was setting up the fighters' state machines. I'm going to briefly explain how state machines work, but I learned how to use them through this great video by Mina Pecheux. So if you want a more in-depth tutorial, there's a link to that in the description. To avoid putting all my players' code in one long, confusing script, I decided to implement a state machine structure. This is set up by creating a state machine node that switches between its children, the state nodes. The machine has a child node for each state you want your character to have. Each node has a script attached to it that defines what happens in that state. When the object is in a specific state, the state machine runs the code of just that state, and none of the others. And this is where my problems began. For a reason yet to be identified, the state machine was automatically switching back to the idle state every frame, hence the name. This was one of the first bugs I ran into, but I didn't actually fix it until 6 months after I found it. So you'd probably think the solution was very complicated, and no, it wasn't. It wasn't complicated. I literally had to change one character. That's it. As I mentioned earlier, I followed a tutorial to set up the state machine, and I didn't fully understand the concept at the time. Eventually, I met up with Jacob, and he helped me find the problem. The state machine runs the code of the current selected state. In order for this to work properly, the state code needs to be written in a separate method that is then called by the native method within the state machine. As I was following the tutorial, I didn't understand that the method physicsProcess was different from _physicsProcess, and I was writing all the state code in the native method. This made it so basically every state was running at the same time, and because I had code that transitioned back to the idle state, it was happening every frame regardless of state. And you know what? I'm choosing to blame this one on Mina Pecheux. Thanks a lot, Mina. When I first started working on this bug, I was dead set on fixing it before I did anything else, because I was sure it was causing a lot of my other issues. I had hoped, naively, that finding this problem would cause my other problems to disappear. So the last 3 bugs I'm going to cover come as a set. If I tried to fix 2 of them, the third would emerge from the shadows and kick my ass. And they have been bullying me since the beginning of 2025. The first of the 3 is the animation canceling bug, which presented itself when I added animations to the characters. When I added the animations, I used an animation player node to sync the attack hitbox to the animation. The small issue was that if the player moved or got stunned during an attack, their state would change and the attack animation would cancel. This would leave the attack hitbox enabled and basically make a shield in front of the character that automatically attacks the player in front of them. This was actually no big deal at the time. I just needed a way to turn off the hitboxes if the animation got interrupted, which I did in the individual states. Definitely not the most efficient way to go about it, and I did fix that later, but there was another problem with the animated attacks. Oh, hey, how are we on the counter? 31? Oh boy. I'm gonna do the thing.
Get ready, get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
3, 2, 1, boom. You're going.
Okay.
You still got like 7 minutes. Yeah, no, you're taking so long. Dude, this is at 10 seconds.
Okay.
Hold on, how long are you supposed to go again?
31.
31? You're at 20.
Cool, awesome. Tell me when I'm done, please.
Bro, you're being so impatient. You're at 25.
Okay, come on, just tell me when I'm done.
Yep.
Done?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
10!
1/2.
Tell me I'm done.
Bro died anyways, it wouldn't matter. You got a minute 9:52. What, so are you gonna do commentary or no?
I don't know. I mean, like, I did the thing I said I was gonna do, so. Next bug. This bug was found by a friend of mine who is notoriously good at breaking games. My games specifically. And he was the one that coined the name Disrespectful Peck. This is the only instant kill bug in Flightless Fighters, and it has appeared throughout the game in various forms, but here's the gist. If one fighter attacks the other while they're moving, the attack will hit 1,000,000 times and kill them instantly. Upon discovering this bug, my friend immediately used it to beat my dad repeatedly, without telling him about the bug, which was really funny. This one took me several months to figure out for reasons that will soon be abundantly clear. I ended up fixing the problem by adding an isAttacking variable, which I really should have done in the first place, but whatever. The attack only lands when the isAttacking variable is true, and upon landing it will immediately turn false. This makes it so that the attack only goes through once, every time. When I fixed the Disrespectful Peck the first time, I decided to test it to make sure. My youngest brother and I sat down to play, and a few minutes in, something very strange happened. All of a sudden, he could attack me without being anywhere near me. He was telepathically hitting me. Psychic attack! And I had no clue how it happened. We recorded it, and watching back the footage gave me no real insight as to what caused the bug. At the time, I figured that this would be a far worse issue than the Disrespectful Peck, so I rolled back my changes and swept this problem under the rug. Since my brother found the issue, I allowed him to name the bug, and he dubbed it the Shadow Attack. And this name would strike terror in my heart until the day it died. I toiled over this issue for months, and I had no luck for a very long time. When I committed to fixing the Disrespectful Peck, the bug would activate when the players hit each other at the same time. Then when I added blocking, the bug would activate no matter what. There were times when I thought I had fixed it, but my solution didn't work, or worse, something seemingly unrelated broke. There was a point where I genuinely hated the thought of opening my code. I hated looking at it, I hated slouching over my laptop for hours making no progress. My game was unplayable, and I had no idea what was causing the problem. I felt like I tried 1,000,000 ways to fix it, and the shadow attack... and promise tomorrow. I felt like I tried 1,000,000 ways to fix it, and the shadow attack was becoming my worst nightmare. Now, this is the part where I'd explain how I figured it out, but I really, truly don't know how I fixed it. My best guess is that I was calling too many methods at once, and it caused a race condition, which just means that the timing of the events gets jumbled up through either randomness or the order the engine processes them. I wish I could give you a better explanation, but I literally moved stuff around until it worked. I, somehow, solved the worst problem in my code by way of brute force and sheer luck. And that was it. The last bug I needed to squash, dead at my feet. I had surpassed every bug I'd encountered, but for some reason I found it hard to feel good about it. When I look back, I see all the people that helped me, the people who found the problem and knew how to fix it just by looking. I see the lucky shots, the things I fixed by just messing around, no critical thinking or analysis. I look back and I wonder how much credit I can really give myself. Something that I talk about pretty openly is that I've struggled with imposter syndrome throughout the development of Flightless Fighters, especially when it comes to the code. I do know that good programming isn't the only thing that makes a game good, so as a developer, I try to remind myself that I'm doing my best. Even if my best sucks, at least I'm putting in the work to get better, and that's more than I can say for some. And I know that just try your best is something you're told in elementary school when you're nervous about the big science project, but some people just can't get it through their head. It's me, I can't get it through my head. But I'm working on it, and crazy enough, I'm actually getting better. A few months ago, I implemented the mechanic of flipping the penguins around to face each other when they run past. I don't have a better name for it. And to my, whatever the opposite of dismay is, it was easy. I worked out the whole thing in 3 days with minimal issues. Even after extensive playtests, no glaring problems came up, and I could just move on with my life. I didn't really believe it at first, but then I realized I've been doing this for years. Of course I'm gonna get better and faster with practice, that's freaking obvious. I'm doing fine. No, I'm doing good. I think my perspective changed a bit after that, and I actually feel like I can call myself a programmer. I think I've earned it. This video was originally going to be just me complaining about my code, and it kind of still is, but putting this together has given me a more positive attitude about an aspect of game development that I used to dread. It feels good to be able to move past that. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you can toss me an interaction of your choosing. It would be much appreciated. If you haven't seen it yet, you can play a demo of Flightless Fighters for free. Links in the description. If you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe, and check out the devlog playlist in the end card of this video. Thanks again, and stick around for bloopers.
Do we want to maybe hurry up? You're kind of wasting my time.
I'm wasting your time?
And you know what they say, time is money.
What money are you making?
I got a whole lot of money, but not enough ass.
What? What's that? What?
You wouldn't get it. God.
Is that a reference to the... I came here to chew bubble gum and kick ass.
It is.
What the hell?
I don't know why that made me think of it, but it did. Anyways, you're still wasting my time.
Tell me I'm done.
Bro died anyways, it wouldn't matter. You got a minute 9:52.
You suck. You're awful.
See, this is what we call testing the limits. See,
Okay.
they call me something of a, I'm something of a scientist.
Okay.
How do you feel, contestant?
I didn't realize I was competing. At what point did you decide you were gonna do that?
At the 30-second mark.
Nice. Well, that's so mean. I genuinely thought I had more to go, and I'm like, oh my
god.
Nah,
you were done very quickly. Like the first time you talked to me, it was 17 seconds.
Oh, actually?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I mean.
You're conflating how. Is that the right word?
I don't think so. I don't know.